Trash that. Trash that.
Tomorrow when we're alright, that's when we forget just who we are. Make us come together and it's alright. That's when you remember who you are. Over here tomorrow when we're alright, that's when we forget just who we are. Make us come together and it's alright. That's when you remember who you are.
Welcome one and all to another amazing night here in Tranquility.
We absolutely are in for a treat of a match here tonight, no question about it.
And the grenades from Pomku eliminating everybody on the field.
Now I'm between something as well is going to be applied as a death plus them, and it's going to be huge. Fighting three.
The double kill with the Bastion ulti? Alright, I see you guys.
For B-Well, look to find a stick there, finds the stick, they find two with it!
Those who find the picks will save the fight, and they don't really need to save what they've already won.
And Cam with the four-man punch off the map!
Experience tranquility.
Hello, Tranquility. Welcome to another lovely day here at the office. We are going to be spectating the Discord tier with Omura Esports versus Clairvoyance. Both are the top two teams in their respective Indigo A bracket, with Omura having only a 1 map point differential against Clairvoyance, which is going to be very interesting to watch. I am your analyst, aquariagis, but you can just call me Aqua. Brought to be by with our play-by-play.
Yep, my name is Merp, and I am happy to join you guys here today for the Omura Esports versus Clairvoyance. It's going to be an exciting match, as you mentioned, the top two teams in their brackets with a 1-point map differential. So this will be really close. We're going to be expecting an exciting match as we're going to be sort of jumping into things here today. Any thoughts, concerns, questions, maybe theories regarding these teams coming out?
My main little concern is what's happening over at Clairvoyance. As if you're going to take a look over at their roster sheet, they have 2 flex players but not a tank. So we did a little bit of speculation before this stream started on how that exactly is going to work, but we don't know. So,
well, I mean, clearly one of them's got to be a tank player, right? They've got to fit that in somewhere, unless they could have
3 DPS.
I mean, hey, you never know. One of their DPS could play tank tonight. It'll be. That's my hot take. That's my theory. My idea. That's exactly what's happening.
Definitely. How much you want to bet?
1,000 McNuggies.
That is not a crisp $20. Okay. I honestly, I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting as also Omura has a very large roster in comparison to Clairvoyance, but either way, it's gonna be interesting to see how the two duke it out and do substitutions and player changes throughout the series tonight.
So one of the things I, like you just said, noticed about the two teams is that they've got 2 very different takes on how exactly they want to execute this roster, right? We've got 2 potential tank players on the side to Clairvoyance, but no one really, there's a lot of wiggle room as to who can go where and whatnot. But these are individual players that each have to fill specific roles and must find spots to take over or to fill in the roster when they don't belong. Versus Omura, which has a whopping 8 players on their roster.
And
I mean, that is ridiculous. They do. They only have 1 tank player, 4 DPS and 3 support. So their roster is also lacking in some sort of flexibility whenever we take a look at that frontliner, unless Coco Ice Free just happens to be a legend at every tank. And it's going to be a very interesting take on exactly how this is going to play, because the flexibility in Omura as far as the DPS and sports go is unquestionable, but you want to look at the tank line.
Right, and as we see, we're going to go straight into Oasis. Clairvoyance is going to pick the traditional versus comp with a Lucio instead of more common Alori as of late with a Tracer. Oh, they're asking for restart. Order shenanigans.
Now we do see that Nevermore's in as the Orisa, like you said, they would get their reach of Bastion Lucio. We saw this Lucio in a previous week, I believe, for a different tier, and I'm not necessarily a fan. It just doesn't quite hold that one. If you take a look at the burst damage that comes from a majority of these Orisa compositions that include the Torb, that include the Bastion, if you're gonna run that Lucio, you just don't have the survivability for it. But there are advantages to the speed.
Right, I remember seeing it during the preseason grand finals for the trans tier. On I believe it was called Sayo map. They both were eventually started running this BAP Lucio Orisa composition. While yes, it doesn't really have the same sustain or survivability of a BAP Alari comp, double flex, it does have the advantage of being so much faster with that Lucio speed boost, getting able to just have your Bastion or Orisa completely overrun their backline or set an enemy Orisa. So there is a give and take, and depending on the map, one might be better than the other. And like also again with the Alari, you're able to support your off angles a little bit more. So, man, you just kind of have to wait and see what happens. And
Excuse me. Yeah, no, yeah, it's to me, right? I just don't like the Lucio composition. It's just not something I don't, unless I see something different come out here for the side of, I believe that was Clairvoyance running the Lucio. It's just gonna be a little bit of a question mark for me in the back of my mind, because anytime I see the Lucio run, it just kind of sort of gets chewed up whenever you have the Baptiste and Alari as an option as well. We're actually going to be swapping our starting map here a little bit.
we're going to be going to.
But I don't think we're going to see too many differences.
Yeah, more than likely not. Oh, we were both very wrong.
We were completely wrong.
Clairvoyance is going to be rolling out on the May Ramatra, while Omura is going to be doing this Echo C with a soldier. That is. I don't think I've ever seen something like this in any of my scrims.
I was gonna say I don't know if that's actually going to stick.
Oh. I know who I'm rooting for. I know.
Who are you rooting for?
I don't know. Clairvoyance, they got gladiator skins on.
Oh, I see. Yeah, they're repping Owl. Look at that.
A little bit of bias. Oh wait, no, Ken's switching over to the Alari.
Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about, right? They have May, Tracer, Ramatra, Alari, Bap. Their entire composition is based off this idea of sustain. And it's going to be interesting to see exactly how that's going to hold up against this Orisa.
Right, as we say that, Beanberry is going to be immediately taking out Maniacal as Choco just starts dropping down and taking out Addison along the way, looking for Ricky. Ricky is taken up by Nevermore though. It's just going to get speared out. It's looking to be still anybody's game, but we're still clear advantages and inputs out here with the res as well, Ricky.
Yeah, that res comes through, and then there's not a whole lot you can do now that the echo damage is back up. The immortality field does come out to try to save the rest of Omura from getting picked off, from the rest of Clairvoyance from getting picked off. They are gonna find their strength as they regather in a 5-man stack, but unfortunately for them, Omura is the first one to capture the point, so they're getting progress. Choco does go down, and some guys able to take him out, but Beanberry on an absolute tear on the soldier, doing a great job at finding the picks he needs whenever he needs it. Pancake able to get Choco back up on the field, and now we're up to 26%. Omura doing such a good job at holding on to this point for so long. It is eventually going to be Clairvoyance finding victory with the Ramatra ultimate in play. But, I mean, look at how much time has been stalled out here.
Right, as like, we're only now seeing the flip onto the point as Nevermore did have to invest the Annihilation and Maniacal into Pulse. But the amount of time that Omura was able to waste with their points was really what put them in a very good position, as a window and Terror Search are going to be online already, with Ricky about to get a duplication as Beanberry finds Kitten.
Beanberry finds another Helix Rocket kill. That's 3 for 3. That's 3 kills and 3 fights with the Helix Rocket. The Orisa ultimate comes through. Immortality field to keep the rest of Clairvoyance alive. The window comes through as well for them, but it's just not enough. I mean, look at the damage coming out. Ricky able to pick off 3. And there is the point flip. Omura, they're showing some dominance in this opening.
Right, Ricky with the duplication was able to just like, the duplicating into the backline was like very good for Omura to find that initial little pick while Choco was in the front line using Terror. However, Clairvoyance is going to have the Captivating Sun going into this fight. It's interesting to see how they use it along with the male, as Maniacal's going to take out Beanberry here.
Yeah, Maniacal's finally going to get revenge for those 3 pickoffs from the enemy soldier. The Captivating Sun comes through, and it's going to immediately find a very nice couple of picks there, opening that fight up for 1 ultimate only. Clairvoyance going to swing that back. Luckily, Omura wasn't really forced into anything. The fight ended too quickly, and so they still have ultimates to use, but Clairvoyance can match those.
Right. I just want to say, like, right now, Maniacal and Beanberry are, like, at each other's throats, as Beanberry found, like, the kill onto Maniacal right at the end of that fight from the respawn. Do you see that Omura's going to have Vault, Window, and Aimbot here, as Addison's going to use the nail to try and get somebody here? But Beanberry finds Kitten.
There we go. Beanberry's able to activate the attack visor, and there goes Kitten. Yalari is down now, and so is Sav. trades from the support line as Valkyrie and the Window are both used. Both support ultimates used now for the side of Omura. As Clairvoyance continues finding picks. What an expensive fight here for the side of Omura, and they weren't even able to flip over the point. 75% and counting now. Clairvoyance has matched the progress. This is going to be down to last fight here.
Hey, like, as we saw earlier, that Nevermore has been, like, both Annihilation ults have been, like, very impactful. Choco is going to be having the Terror Surge very soon here, while Ricky's also going to be getting TeeHaychZee. Let's see if we can replicate what they did previously, is some guy uses the Omura here. The Terror Surge
oh my goodness, the damage Gamer was popped already, and there goes some guy down once again. The Baptiste is no longer available to keep the rest of the people alive. He's going to be putting Clairvoyance on the back foot, but Maniacal able to take up Beanberry, I apologize. Look at Ricky though. Ricky on the Echo has gotten so many kills with this Ramatra copy. We've seen it time and time again in this fight. I believe that's 2 or 3 of them now. Getting 2 to 3 picks each time. Omura able to flip it off, and now one more fight remaining. No team has any mind. It's going to be close.
Right, but as it looks right now, Clairvoyance is going to have a very large ultimate economy advantage coming up on Capped Sun, Pulse Bomb, Mailed. Well, Omura is going to have to build Valkyrie in the mid fight. Like, nothing else, like, coming out close is... Where's the
Pulse Bomb available. He's able to get off Ricky. Ricky goes down. The Pulse Bomb is still available. He throws it out. Not going to be finding anybody. So does the freeze comes through. It's going to be able to find the enemy Mercy. And now Omura, they're down 2 in this final fight. Clairvoyance absolutely tears apart the defenders from the side of Omura Esports. And that is going to be it with the Captivating Sun to clean it off. One more time is ticking down. Nobody's going to be able to touch. And that is going to be map 1 going to Clairvoyance.
Yeah, as we saw there, Clairvoyance was just able to dump all their ultimates into that last fight to get the win off. Like, but even then, like, Omura was keeping it very close for that one point, even, like, initially having, like, a very strong advantage. It's going to be interesting to see what they do on this map, which was originally the map that was going to be played, but, like, the NA Scrim, something like that. I don't know. We're just going to be making some... Not many choices, just switching Ricky over to the Sojourn while Addison is going to be playing Bastion instead of the Mei, while Nevermore switches over to the Orisa. Just no more Lucios, still no Lucio, but Maniacal is looking to maybe use TP initially out. Yeah, switching back over to the Tracer.
I do like the Bastion into the Mercy BAP. Mercy sort of has the similar problem to Lucio, where the sustain just isn't enough for high amounts of burst damage. Yeah, excuse me, I apologize. We're gonna see the turret actually forced out here a little early, and that could allow Omura to sort of find some space and time to put on a little bit of pressure. He gets down low. Addison does go down. Are allowed to put on that pressure. Are able to get 2 now. Kitten follows soon, and it's going to be immediately Omura taking the advantage here. It's just that, look at the damage from that Sojourn, doing so much and already there to cap.
Right, as we saw, like, Addison use his ultimate, not his ultimate. Oh, pause. All right, I guess it's gonna be. So the thing about, like, Bastion is, like, once you use that turret form, you're essentially useless for about 10 seconds. So, like, Addison using his turret form very early there just allowed for Omura to take this, like, these cheeky off angles on the Soldier and Sojourn, the double Soj, if you will, to essentially just pick off Addison, like, right then and there, as we saw, like, the railgun come off, and then really came of what Clairvoyance was trying.
Yeah, no, because the Bastion, whenever you really think about it, is king of punishing off and risky angles, right? Anytime you commit and that Bastion has a turret up, you're just gonna get chewed up. I mean, there's nothing that can really sustain it except for, like, maybe a Ramatra holding his right click, right? But if you're able to force that Bastion turret out, if you're able to make that mistake, right? If you happen to not get too much value out of it, then, like you said, Omura is free to take those angles, and so the Bastion is good, but you just have to play around the turret form.
Yeah, we're gonna see the Orisa duel come out as Choco finds Addison again. Addison being the first one to be picked off twice in a row in the fight, as some guy has to use the lamp very early and is going to likely be taken out here, but Nevermore is going to be taken out by Choco first. Maniacal finds Beanberry. It's also going to take some guy. I
mean, Clairvoyance, they got chewed apart before the fight even began, right? There wasn't even, like, a real big resistance. Kind of caught out of position, caught out of favor, and Omura, they're going to hold strong here now, 50% and counting.
Wait, and we're going to see Addison switching over to the Soldier 76, but some guy has the window way before Saf does, which could be very impactful here, but Ricky also has the overclock while Pancake is about to have Walt, as I say that, gets it. It's going to be interesting to see how they play this, as here's what they're going to be going.
Mortality field use so early there. The overclock does come through, as you mentioned. Trying to find anything in the backline, but there is the Baptiste window. You've got to be careful if you're any sort of squishy, but the javelin does get thrown. Addison is the first one to fall, and Clairvoyance now on the back foot here. More 85% counting here, as they have so many ultimates to use. Ricky able to take out Kitten. No supports now for the set of Clairvoyance, or at least very limited to a point. The attack visor comes through. They get absolutely sandwiched. There's just nothing they can do. And with 90% in counting, it's going to be at least a rush to fight, if at all. This should be Omura's point, though.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to touch here. This is like... Yeah, no, with the turrets, they're just
going to be it.
No, like, Clairvoyance wasn't really able to put up a fight. Like, that first fight with the messed up turret really set them back to the point where they couldn't really get a proper fight off. Like, and then Beanberry, like, last minute with the 3k aimbot, it just truly sealed the fate of that round. As we're going to be going over to Gardens? I forgot the name of this point, but yeah, Gardens. It does not look like any switches are going to be coming out.
Now the key here obviously is the high ground control over the point, right? With both of these compositions, you're just going to be anchoring down and putting on that pressure. But it looks like Clairvoyance is going to be using that sim to get that sort of jump ahead, and so if they're able to take the high ground here, they could find themselves in a favorable position to win the fight.
I don't think Clairvoyance is looking to play the high ground here. They're just more going to force a brawl on the point itself. Well, Omura's just going to be taking the high ground basically for free, no resources needed. But Flameco's going to come out very early. Sav is going to be killed off. Yeah,
what a nice javelin is. Sav is going to be, they're going to be holding the high ground, right? But the good thing about the Orisa is that she's able to force characters off the high ground and actually get Sav picked off with that. Maniacal's able to take out Beanberry as well, and Clairvoyance are looking very good for not taking that high ground, sort of just beating them down once you're able to take out Sav, and that's going to be a first fight win. Maybe high ground isn't the play.
I mean, I don't think for this specific comp it's really as necessary for either side. Like, a Soldier and a Sojourn do benefit from it, but it's not really necessary, as Orisa really forces like heavy brawl style while still being very potent. But we are going to see Ricky taken out almost immediately before the fight starts by Nevermore, as it's just going to be playing very slow as they have to wait. But looks like Pancake is going to go for the res. Nothing too fancy out here.
The res does come through.
The Kitten's pylon is going to be taken out, as some guy has to use the flame early as well. Going to be taken out by Beanberry. Oh no!
Beanberry going crazy on the Soldier with that tracking. I mean, you cannot mess with this guy at all. I just need to be able to pick up Ricky eventually, but it's just so much advantage, of an advantage already for the side of Clairvoyance. They're going to continue pushing in here. Omura pulling it back though. I mean, look at the Soldier. They're able to find one, make that two, despite having lost the initial pick and despite needing ultimates to win the fight, including spending the res in the opening. They are going to be able to pull that one back. Granted, only one ultimate dedicated to it too.
Right, and Omura is also going to be having the window, the aimbot, the Terror Surge, while Clairvoyance is going to have basically every ult besides Terror Surge here as well. This fight's looking to be a very messy one with like a lot of ults coming out, as we're going to see Maniacal looking to test this high ground maybe, while Sav is in a very interesting position. I do actually like it. It's still been starting off slow.
Available. He's going to be going in for it. Not able to find anything.
Unfortunately.
There goes the attack bias. They're going to be beaming down the enemy tracer, but it's just not enough. Look at that window, though. The pressure so much. Kitten does go down eventually. Just peeked a little bit too aggressively there and make that to Beanberry. He's been on an absolute tear. What a star on this team as he continues finding picks. Clairvoyance can be forced back once again, despite having had 3 ultimates and multiple chances to win that one.
Right, Beanberry has been like a force of nature coming out from Omura. Like, just constantly finding picks in these fights like that absolutely turn the fight around as Maniacal switches over to the Genji, maybe looking to punish more. Positioning the positioning of Omura, but like I'm not really sure how exactly well it's going to be played, as Kitten's going to be using the Forgetting Sun, looking for something. Uses Overclock, is going to be killed by Nevermore.
Yep. I mean, what are you going to do against the Captivating Sun, right? As a 200 HP character, Addison's able to pick off 2 with a single right click. Wow, look at that. They are able to flip that one back around. Omura was able to get up to 80, but now they're on the back foot here.
Right, they also used Valkyrie as well, which is not really necessarily good, especially since only have Terra Surge while Clairvoyance has Terra Surge and Wind. But it looks like they're trying to go for a frontal assault. Coming from the front, as some guy is going to be deny that window.
The window comes through, could find some picks, possibly from the side of Clairvoyance, but it's just not enough. Omura doing a great job at avoiding that potential danger and fighting their way through. Now as the fight is officially engaged on the point, the Immortality Foot comes down, is popped immediately. Nobody's found through the. Oh my god, just a better Terra Surge. Sav goes down. It's gonna be an immediate pick for the side of Omura. They're gonna be on the back foot now with limited resources and healing. The res does come through. Beanberry's able to get some guy, but it's just so much. Look at the flank there from the side of Addison, able to pick off 2 along with the side of Maniacal. And despite the ultimates used now from the side of Omura, dedicating everything to it, Clairvoyance is going to be the one to find it, and is going to be the one to take the map.
That was an incredibly close first map there. Like, the DPS players from both Omura and Clairvoyance were constantly, like, finding fight-winning picks here, as they constantly switching over the fight, and like, it was very much a push and a pull. Ignoring the second map, that was never happened. Fake news. Like as we saw, Ricky, Addison, Maniacal, like who's the one DPS player that I'm missing from here?
We're talking about Soldier.
Right.
Holy cow, bananas! I can't even. Beanberry, there we go. Beanberry. Who actually is listed
as their support.
As a support.
Yeah.
Now that I'm looking at my list, interesting. A little bit of a little cheeky.
We do a little trolling in this house.
Very well played, though. I give them that.
Right.
Like, that's a support with mechanics.
Right. I would not be surprised if I saw Beanberry on the Ana, like, or the Kiriko later, like heavy mechanical characters that just like you can absolutely carry with. But like beautiful performances like on this like first map already. I was very entertained. I personally.
Yeah. No, I mean, how many times are you gonna watch a DPS get 3Ks and not be like, what in the world is the match, right? I just like very rarely do we ever see such decisive plays from so many players in a single match, right? Usually there's one carry, there's one person that's just running the lobby. But as we talked before, right, these are both very, very, very respectable teams with their own very strong amounts of talent and prowess. And we're seeing that in this back and forth. And I think if anything, if this match is going to be anything like that first map, we are in for one heck of a doozy.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a very wild ride tonight. I'm very excited for what Omura is going to pick as their next map. As I say that, speak of the devil, we are going to be going to Eichenwald. Very exciting. More Brawl, more Arisicom.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, granted, you could technically, once you get to second point, play like a Winston or Diva Dive.
I mean, you could, but then like third point, you just go straight back to it.
Yeah, I mean, might as well hold on to it, right? Might as well like try to build those fights without sparing yourself the ability to be flexible. I do definitely think we're more than likely going to be seeing at least the Orisa, maybe the Ramatra again. I did really like one thing I want to point out about the Ramatra from Omura was when Ricky would cover as the Echo with the Ramatra ultimate. and get so much value, right? It's just not a pick you typically see, I feel like, with the monster copy. Maybe you go for like, I don't know, a DPS or something, but with that monster just getting so much value, I'd be interested to see it again.
Yeah, we are going to be seeing some guy be switched up for Femboy. However, it still looks like they're going to be running basically the exact same comps that we saw already on the Oasis earlier tonight, with Kitten's still on the Alari, which I was still very impressed by. Kitten's a very good mechanical character here, mechanical player. Actually, Femboy, are we actually going to see the Ana? I don't think so. I think this might be trolled.
I don't know, man. So I actually really like Ana in this meta. The reason for that is because there are no shields. There is no okay. Well, we are gonna get rid of it. I'm still gonna finish my point though. The Ana is really cool because there is nothing to really negate the impact of the anti-nade, especially since Kiriko isn't being played nearly as much. And without that cleanse ability, anti-nade can just get so much value still.
Right. I mean, I'll talk about that in a minute. We're going to be seeing Andrew actually be playing on the low ground here as Pancake is going to be nearly taken out. Maniacal looking to go on the flank, still trying to take out Pancake. It's starting off very slow, but like already a Clairvoyance is advanced nearly to the point as Choco is going to push to the brink of death here.
I was gonna say, look at the damage Choco is taking. Maniacal is able to get off Ricky, and look at the pressure already up on the high ground. Maniacal doing a fantastic job at harassing the backline, making the support scared. They're eventually gonna be able to pick off Sav, Femboy will, and that is going to be Clairvoyance finding the first fight win, at least a tick, but this should be their point now. I mean, that was incredibly aggressive and very well executed from them.
Right, Omura just kind of gave up like all the space control to just like fight on the point, which really didn't work out as Clairvoyance is already going to be having both support ults as well on the rush to have the Terra Search be much closer, 85 to 68. It's gonna be very interesting as we're gonna see them push past archers. Maniacal is going to be nearly taken out. Maniacal had 3 was forced out early. This might not be very good for Clairvoyance here, because they have to advance onto this high ground zone.
But look at how like split focus this is right now, right? Omura, they were fighting in the castle a little bit. They are able to pick off Maniacal with a very nice headshot from Sav. 4.5 minutes here, and with that high ground advantage that Clairvoyance was sort of forced to give up in order to push the card as a team, they're going to be forced back here now. Immortality Field popped, and that's going to be basically it. Ricky almost going to pick off, and he will be saved.
Right. We are going to see, however, both teams are going to have like every ult in the fight in this next fight. It's going to be interesting to see what they use, as Kitten is going to be initiating with their Captivating Sun, only hitting Choco. Could have been nearly taken out, has to force up the lamp.
Dude, look at the damage! Maniacal gets 2 in the backline. Ricky didn't use his tab. Both go down. That's going to be the Immortality Field pot for him as well. The execution on that dive was absolutely incredible. I apologize for cutting you off, but
it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, just absolutely wild. As Andrew's going to be on the fighting in the trenches alone, but Femboy is going to be taking them out. They did have to
that was a beautifully executed brawl from Maniacal. Right. You gotta watch out for this Tracer. He's popping off. He's warmed up now. He's going insane.
Right, Maniacal is an absolute menace on this Tracer, but we're gonna see Ricky on the Echo looking to the flank.
Jack Visor Terror Surge with the window combo is gonna find 3. That's in. Oh my goodness, gravy.
That was. I think that was every ultimate except Ricky's duplication used in those 2 fights back to back. Basically a nearly reset. Like, and Maniacal is just terrifying on this Tracer here. Just like Maniacal gets the opportunity to just win. Maniacal's gonna take it. Just doesn't care. We're gonna see a very slow rotation into this little cubby area to try and force Omura off the high ground here, but I think
Ricky has the copy.
Right, it's gonna be a little bit slow. As like they just gives it up because they don't really see a purpose for it. However, now it's gonna be playing around the point here as
what a stick!
It was unfortunately only gonna take the lamp.
Immortality Field 4-shot. That's an absolutely massive cooldown. The Echo comes through while the Orisa 2 trying to build up the Terra Surge into the backline. Might not be able to find anything, but oh my goodness, the Javelin Spin! Ricky takes out one! It's a massive pick on it, Nevermore! What an absolute legend of an Echo! I cannot believe what I am witnessing. Omura Esports are going to be holding around the corner. Play after play after play.
That was just rude by Ricky. And now they're going to be advancing onto Arches almost. Wait, they nearly
C9? Dude, oh my goodness. They're able to catch it in time, but Maniacal, what a way to win that would have been.
Oh no!
But he does get picked off. That's a massive early pick. Captivating Sun comes through. That was risky. But it is going to be able to find one. The Immortality, but actually going to be negating most of it. The window comes through from the side of Omura Esports. Going to be sort of forcing out that chokehold as windows are traded through. Look at the big damage though. Nevermore goes down before they're able to build up the Terra Surge. Sav's able to pick them off eventually. The ultimates are used there as well. And Omura continue holding stronger with 1:20 on the clock. Holy bananas. I mean, what am I watching?
I don't know. Like, Clairvoyance would use both their support ults into that fight while already being a man down. Well, Omura is going to be having only Terra Surge coming up here. But it's going to be interesting. You get to see how they have to fight for this point in this high ground, both consecutively. Like, very limited resources. As I do say that Addison's going to be using aimbot while Nevermore finds Ricky.
Right, they were able to isolate Ricky in the sky, who was trying to get some poke damage, activate the attack visor to get that guaranteed pick off. Kid's able to pick off Sav, and now all the picks are coming through for the side of Clairvoyance. The Terra Surge just come through, not gonna be able to find too much as the Immortality Field is there to keep the rest of the team alive, and Clairvoyance should be finding this fight win here. Nice sticky bomb onto Ricky once again, who tries to come in for the save. Time is ticking over, but that is gonna be captured with 1:50 on the clock.
Right, we saw Choco did use Terra Surge there, but it was negated by Femboy's lamp, which really helped secure the fight after their first initial pick, as we're going to be going straight into third point with Nevermore taking a very aggressive frontline position to get past this first corner here. Ricky is going to have to be patient, as we do see Andrew also switching over to the Reaper, looking for more burst damage. And we got on the horse.
What a beautiful place to put it! Oh my god, I genuinely thought he was going to build it up for a second. I was about to scream.
But Addison is going to be taken out by Andrew, and Maniacal takes out an exchange. Ogre is going to be coming up by Pancake. The point's going to be held down by Choco's. Sav does find Maniacal, but Femboy is going to find Choco in the process. It's going to be up to Ricky in case he finds something. They're not going to be able to do anything.
What a jab. He almost took him out, but thank goodness he's got the Mercy Pocket on his side. 50 seconds remaining, and Clairvoyance, they were able to buy so much space to push this one in. They nearly made it without too little investment. Now the window comes through for this last fight, as Clairvoyance looking to get aggressive, looking to build up those DPS ultimates. They're going to be finding Choco eventually. Also Ricky as well. The res not going to be there. At least it's going to be super dangerous to activate. The window comes through for the side of Omura. They're going to be falling like dominoes after such a staunch defense. Addison activating the attack visor to clean the rest of this up. That is going to be it. 20 seconds remaining on the clock, as Omura just out here to stall, to try to pull a miracle together. Immortality Flip comes out for the side of Clairvoyance to keep them alive. Maniacal is able to pick off Choco, and that's going to be it. Maybe the support's trickling in. There it is.
No. Yeah, there we go. Right at the end. 7.8 seconds left in the bank after a full 3-point cap. It's going to be very interesting how Omura's going to want to take this now, because they might have to go into OT here. But
yeah, you can't really do anything with 8. I've never seen it. I don't think I've ever seen an 8-second.
I mean, if it does go into OT, it's essentially they're going to get a minute. Like, if it does go into OT.
True. This is true.
Which still isn't much, but are they going to roll out in the same comps as before? They're going to try something more creative here to throw off Clairvoyance.
I don't know that you necessarily change anything. I mean, it's basically working, right?
Right.
I mean, yes, Lucio, which I question.
Omura's going to be looking, I think, here to play a lot faster, to maybe like get these faster rotations off, like get more time going into OT, like as their plan. Maybe, not entirely sure. I think that's the idea, though.
I think possibly the plan is to isolate the Alari and the Baptiste, or at least force out their important cooldowns before
Right, because
before they get too much value.
Right, if you do force out the pylon, take it out, force out the lamp, like both Alari and Baptiste become much more fragile, plus Alari more so. Like, we're gonna see how Ricky uses their teleporter here. As they're actually going to be immediately taking the brawl out here with Clairvoyance.
Yeah, that sim does so much damage if she can stay alive. I mean, look at it's already baking through that Orisa.
Oh, Kitten nearly dies there almost to Choco, but we're gonna see Choco again going through. TP comes out. Ricky's in the back line. They're all in the back line. It's just
a little bit of
Choco
a disconjointed rotation though. As the immortality field, apologies, the teleportation does get popped. They're going to be able to regroup here in the back line as Clairvoyance just kind of collapse in as Omura tries to rotate into the small room. Nowhere to really run against his Tracer Soldier, and that is going to be probably a fight win to Clairvoyance now.
Right, the thing is, if you go into that room without like having enough to rotate, the Tracer and the Soldier can, like, go one direction while the rest of the team goes another, and just hits you in there. We're going to see Pancake switch over to the Ana, looking to maybe get some aggressive nades off, but Sav is also going to have the window, and Maniacal is going to be getting the pulse.
Maniacal, no! No! I mean, it happens to the best of us, but that's a tragedy.
I mean, even worse, maybe?
Anti-nade onto Nevermore, but I mean the Orisa just has so much HP, the anti-nade doesn't really do a whole lot to her. They're gonna be able to pick off Ricky, who just gets a little too aggressive, and it's gonna be another reset. As Omura, they're struggling to get through this.
Right, but they are going to have 4 ultimates going into this fight, which is not much given that Clairvoyance also has 4. But it's gonna be interesting to see as Kitten goes for the initial pick, as Andrew finds some Maniacal. Lamp comes out, Nevermore takes out Sav with the Terror Surge. It's gonna be big. Fobo's Lamp is gonna be taken out. Kitten's gonna also take out Choco.
Now look at this though. Clairvoyance, they had to use 2 ultimates and they're still building on a 3rd. Omura didn't have to use anything. They still have a minute and a half, and they have all the resources in the world if they can stay alive to use them.
I think it's more accurate to say Omura just didn't get the opportunity to use any ultimates, as Andrew's going to be getting onto this high ground, but barely. But Maniacal's looking to contest it. The
tech visor
is going to take out Pancake.
That's a mass Ana, no Ana. Now you're just relying on the backpedaling to sort of stall out and to sort of find a way to push through here. Yes, they have 4 ultimates online, but just as you mentioned, they're not really getting the opportunity to. Maniacal still in the backline, has the pulse one available. If he's able to find an early pick here, they could very well set themselves up for another team fight win without any ultimates used. Now all 5 ultimates online for the side of Omura. They have every opportunity to do this. The stick, the pulse is absolutely massive. It cancels out 2 ultimates, but it's just not enough. The Terror Surge comes through to pick off 2, and what I thought could have been absolutely diabolically clean does eventually get taken out with just the absolute ultimate pressure from the side of Omura. Sav still has the window, but they are going to be able to capture this now.
They had to use 4 ultimates to get that first point cap, and they nearly got full health there. That's a little bit concerning, because now only Sav has window to really stop Clairvoyance. And Nevermore is going to be coming up very soon on this Terror Surge, and Kitten's already 80 to another Captivating Sun. We're going to see Andrew switch over to the Sombra, which is a bit of a questionable pick given the current state of the meta. I'm not really sure why, but we have also seen Maniacal on the Tracer, so I can't really judge. Also, I mean, sure, why not?
Yeah, I was going to say that Tracer's been working.
Maniacal's been out, just down in the trenches, finding like picks as
we talk about it, is able to pick off Sav in the back.
Right, maybe the Terror Surge. Kid's ult is eaten. Eats it. Oh, that's not good. That is not good at all for this next fight coming up for Clairvoyance.
Yeah, but I don't know if they necessarily need it, right? They got the 1 pick. I mean, granted, Omura, they're able to regroup much quicker than they would have if it was a team wipe. But they only have a minute and a half here, and they need to, defend the point.
Right, Choco is going to be pushing it as Nevermore drops down to contest it. It looks like a full brawl is going to be happening. Maniacal and the Kitten on the flank. Choco's going to be caught in Nevermore's ult.
Terra Surge Tac Visor combo once again comes through. Is able to pick off 3, and Maniacal's able to clean up the back line as well once again. Clairvoyance used 2 ultimates to get the team wipe.
Yeah, I'm not... This, the summer's, like, really questionable coming out from Andrew right now, as, like, I haven't really seen any hacks come out, or, like, the hacks that do have not been really worthwhile. It's going to find the pylon, though, as I do say that, but I'm not really sure what really the plan here is. Ricky, they're going the full Tracer Sombra.
Oh, okay. It's a 2-for-1 trade going the way of Omura, and they also have ultimate advantage, so they should be the ones pretty in control of this fight. But look at the damage. Oh my goodness, they absolutely collapsed on Nevermore, who got Kitsune rushed and hacked like crazy. Andrew's able to pick off 3. The Sombra going a little crazy right now, and excuse me, that's going to be it. Pancake's able to pick off Femboy, and Omura, only 30 seconds remaining on the clock, but they're able to get around this last corner. This is going to be incredibly close.
Right, as I see that, they do also have EMP, Terror Search, and Window, which combo, either 2 of those combo together can be very dangerous for Clairvoyance, as they only have Femboy's Window.
Speaking of windows, are traded up one on the high ground as well. Not able to really be used all that well. The EMP comes through once again, but Femboy's able to pick off Pancake. And Sabbath go down. No supports online for the side of Omura as they're going to be in this last fight here. The pulse bomb comes through, but what a massive Terror Surge, finding one and picking off some turrets as well. Ricky's able to pick off Kitten, and that is going to be it. Despite lacking their support, they're going to be able to find the picks they need with those ultimates once again, and they're going to be able to win the fight.
Right, but they only have a minute 30 going into this next match, well, which could be all the difference, as Clairvoyance is going to be having a better ultimate cycle coming up here with Addison coming up, Addison, Nevermore, and Kitten all looking to get their ultimates in the mid-fight here. Maniacal also, very interesting switch over to the Genji, like, right at the last minute, as we're also going to see Ricky switch over to the Reaper off with the Tracer.
Captivating Sun online for the side of Kitten. If they're able to hold on to this for just a little bit longer, it could be an absolute round-winning steal. Andrew's able to pick off Femboy, though, and they're going to get split off. Captivating Sun forced to be used here, but that's a massive Terror Surge. The cleanse, though, from the Kiriko at the side of Pancakes, doing a lot to sort of keep that thing from getting any value, but just too much damage already given with that Terror Surge, and despite what a clean cleanse that was, Clairvoyance is going to find the fight win, and they have the Tac Visor to boot. Right,
as we also see Femboy switching over to the Kiriko, looking for maybe a more pick potential compared to a Baptiste. The main problem you see is you don't really have that lamp for as much as Choco's going to be switching over to the Diva, interestingly.
Probably going to be looking to... I think they know Addison has this Tac Visor, and they're going to be looking to shut it down.
Right. The Maniacal does also have Blade here, which could be very effective. As I said, it's going to come out. Bell's going to be first early.
But he gets picked off. Sav's able to pick him off before he's able to get any value. The Kitsune Rush comes through the side of Omura with the ultimates online. They're going to be putting out so much pressure. They are going to be able to take out Addison, who does use the Tac Visor. Doesn't get too much value out of it. Now this is looking great for Omura. Cleanse now used, window comboed with now forcing that cooldown out. And Nevermore's just going to get absolutely deleted. The power of the Diva being just a tank chewer. Overtime ticking down now. Can they hold out? Can Clairvoyance make it in time? Maniacal gets picked off once again. The Bastion now available to sort of try to find anything they can, but Addison gets picked off immediately. The Diva coming in clutch. What a smart pick. And the EMP to clean everything up. The Blossom there as well, and Ricky going to be cleaning up the last 2 kills. They have a minute on the clock versus a minute 7. This is incredibly close.
I swear, if we have another draw, I'm going to lose it. 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks.
Map 6, map 6, map 6, map 6. Start the chat with me, chat. Map 6, map 6, map 6, map 6.
No. I mean,
I believe in it. I believe it. I'm putting it down in my notes right now. Map 6, semicolon.
Semicolon.
Yep.
Interesting.
I'm keeping track of who wins what map. Anyways. I think
Yeah.
one of the most exciting matches we've had this season, I would be darn confident in saying.
Hey, we are going to see Omura sticking with the exact same comp that they just barely scraped by with her right at the end, while Clairvoyance is sticking with their bread and butter for this season, by the looks of it. Actually, no. Joker's on the Reza. Never mind. Maybe other
You know,
slots?
we've seen Nerissa before. I mean, it works out. It's quite close between these teams. You can't really say who's gonna win.
Right, like
Can
every
Kitten with the Alari get the damage output necessary to sort of make the Kiriko's cleanse unusable?
Right, every fight here is going to have to be earned by both sides, as Kitten's going to be nearly taken out by the hack, but Maniacal's going to be taken out by Drew early on here.
It's a very nice hack from the Sombra and the spray down as well. Andrew's going to get that massive pick, and Maniacal, as we said, not going to be available to TP up to the high ground to sort of force the backline off. And look at that aggression coming in from the side of I apologize. Omura gonna be finding more picks. Kitten is able to pick off Ricky. Like we said, that Alari just able to do so much damage. Maniacal comes back to pick off 2 as well. Omura, they're gonna collapse here with only 30 seconds remaining on the clock. Or
Right,
10 seconds,
like
I apologize.
Right, as like this is going to be final fight territory. No ultimates just yet. We are going to
Nobody's gonna be able to touch.
Oh,
So,
wait,
yeah,
no,
that's a full hold.
Yeah, that's actually a full hold. I thought there was more time on the clock, but no. Best Omura can hope for now is a draw. Oh boy, I say that.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Let's go, Omura. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, there.
Yeah, let's go, Omura. They're on the fence. Map 6, map 6, map 6, map 6.
I think there is. I think Omura might want to try something a little bit cheesy here. No, actually, no. The Mercy legs. I think.
I'm surprised, if I might say, I'm surprised considering Clairvoyance's,
preferences.
Sorry, apologies. Considering Amora's preferences with the heroes and the flankers that we've been seeing from Andrew, that we're not getting any Torb.
Really? I mean, I never considered, but yeah,
turret.
Torb would actually be really good here. Yeah, like with the turret that would actually be pretty decent if they were expecting Maniacal to continue on the Tracer, but they're not with the Genji, instead looking for a little bit more poke with their dive here. Oh, Andrew's in the backline looking for something here. Oh no. What's gonna happen here?
They can get it. Oh, the pylon is gone, and what a collapse. Omura. Instant fight win. I don't know how they communicated that so well, but I mean, I guess he has a Sombra in the backline, right?
Right. I mean, I guess that's just gonna be like treating this as a first fight with only 30 seconds here. As not really many ultimates are not really charged that quickly. As like the exact. No, don't do this to me. Yeah, I'm gonna be forced to TP out. Okay, Ricky's gonna be.
Oh, never was able to pick off Ricky. The anti-nade onto the enemy Orisa, but like the hack once again. The Sombra getting so much value. Maniacal is able to pick up Sav, and it's just the Mercy alive now. If they're able to get her, there's gonna be no supports alive. Clairvoyance gonna be finding 3, make that 4, ticking down, and Clairvoyance is gonna be taking the point here, and that is going to be it. Clairvoyance take the second map.
Yeah, that was like every fight there for both teams. No matter whether it was attack or defense, every fight was earned with like blood, sweat, and tears. Resources, like every fight had to be invested. Like even at the end, like there was like some serious like commitment with like Maniacal going straight into the backline to try and kill Sap. Like it was a very close map. Like considering everything that did happen. So like if this does turn out to be a 3-0, which it might not, it would be classic Tranquility close 3-0 as the terminology goes. But I'm like Omura still has the opportunity to turn this around. Like they are putting up a very good fight. However, also, we didn't really see many swaps to this map, which means that the next map that Omura is going to be choosing, we're going to see like a lot of substitutions coming out.
Very possible considering the depth of their roster. Excuse me, I apologize.
And also given that
I think now that they know what Clairvoyance wants to run, right, they could easily find some form in their roster to sort of fill out that counter. I also do want to say I'm a little disappointed we're not getting map 6, but as you mentioned, if there's a 3-0, it is going to be a very close, very deceptive, not at all like telling the real story 3-0.
Right. And also, like, with the thing about Discord and Harmony tier specifically are you have to play every player at least once. So, like, we are guaranteed to see a bunch of swaps, no matter what happens. However, I do not believe we are going to know until right after this halftime, which we will see y'all in a minute. And we are back, everyone. Welcome back to Clairvoyance versus Omura, with Clairvoyance up 2, as Omura's gonna have to look to find something that to hopefully turn this around for him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I definitely think they could do that. I mean, with just slight differences in the way those fights could have gone, we could have seen an entirely different game, right? Where Omura is 2-0 against Clairvoyance. I mean, this is the closest game I have had the opportunity to witness. And I mean, the 2-0 does not spell the whole story. We saw, especially on Icawall, the play after play after play after play after play. And the same could be same for Oasis as well. With Ricky on the Echo being a massive star player, and Maniacal on the side of Clairvoyance. The Tracer, who is not even like really a meta pick, still coming out absolutely massive.
Yeah, Maniacal has just been a menace to Omura Esports this entire time. As we are going to be going to Rialto for this map. This map choice by Omura Esports again. I'm actually very excited for this because it's not Circuit Royale.
Yeah, you know, I can
there's going to be no Sigma.
It's kind of mid, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, like, oh gee, I wonder what I'm going to run on Circuit Royale. Sigma, Widow, Hanzo, Bap, Zen.
Nah.
Ends on Lifeweaver.
You can run Ramatra, or sorry, not Ramatra. I mean, yeah, you could.
You could run Roadhog. You could pull a culture and run Roadhog.
No.
We are going to see Omura on the Orisa. Sombra, May, Kiri, Bercy. Very interesting. Wonder what Pancake's gonna be like trying to damage boosts here. But we're going to see Clairvoyance on their bread and butter once more.
That's a good question on the Pancake. I don't really understand the Mercy pick here.
I mean, I guess you could pocket the Orisa, but like that doesn't really make much sense to me. As
Orisa does do a fair amount of damage, to be fair.
True, but like as someone who like used to be a Mercy one trick, I don't really like pocketing tanks as a concept.
Granted, if you do pocket the Orisa, she's basically got a leg up against the other Orisa, right? It should have overall stat increase to be either healing or damage.
True, we are going to see like this sort of pocket style coming out as Clairvoyance is going to be pushing past the first corner. Kitten's Island. It's going to be taken out up.
Look at the pressure.
Immediately.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was just a beautiful pressure there from side of Clairvoyance. Maniacal on the Genji splitting the attention of the defenders and is going to be eventually forcing Choco to back up far enough to where Clairvoyance can kind of just press W and get a fight win with very little cart like stoppage at all. Is this going to be a 5-minute capture?
I mean, it could be. Like, the thing about Omura's composition, like, it does not have as much sustain as Clairvoyance does. Like the Beanberry on the Kiri is not going to be able to do as much healing as a Baptiste, and you're going to see Peg over Baptiste, so there is a lot more sustainability with the way and the Belly, but
yeah, that immortality.
It's going to be a hard push.
I feel like they're also playing the Kiriko to fight the Olari. The Captivating Sun is just such a powerful ultimate, and that Cleanse can get rid of it. It's the only thing that can do it.
Yeah, it's the only thing besides Zarya bubble, but Zarya kind of sucks as well right now. Unfortunately, we're going to see the hack come off onto Addison. The sun comes out by Kitten. It's going to be eaten again!
It's going to be eaten. What a beautiful eat. That's going to allow Suzu to stay alive. But look at the pressure that Clairvoyance is putting on. The Terror Surge comes through. It gets both supports. The Immortality Foot gets popped just before it gets released. Nevermore's able to pick off 3. And this was Omura's map pick.
Yeah, Clairvoyance is just completely decimating Omura right now. And they're already interesting. Oh, the rushing EMP.
EMP, okay. Beautiful.
Yeah, they're gonna actually be able to maybe find the fight with here with 2 down for I have no idea what's happening. Clairvoyance has 3 down, while Omura only has 1. Yeah, that's a fight.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not going to be 5-minute cap.
It was. I mean, it would have been 6. I think actually if we had taken that further, but luckily Omura is able to sort of pull that one back, and now they have 3 ultimates to use. We know they're a very strong, very competent team, and for some reason they're just sort of struggling to find purchase of any victory on this map.
Right, we are going to see the Maywall come out, which isn't going to really get much. However, Femboy is going to use the window along with the tactical visor. Addison finds 2 with it, both in the back line. Amp does come out, but it's going to be useless to Omura, as like this is just another fight win. Like,
yeah, so really whenever you're taking a look at that, now Clairvoyance actually going to be able to capture point B as well. Now they have 4.5 minutes on the clock, which is crazy. I understood what Sav was trying to go for here, who's now gone from playing the Baptiste to being the Mei. But with the mobility that Clairvoyance has, they were able to just run away with that tech visor, find the 2 picks they needed, negate the effectiveness of the freeze despite having to sacrifice the window for it, and found that fight win. Kitten is able to pick off Andrew in the back line, and Sav trades it out with Addison.
yeah, we are going to see Sav switch over to the Cassidy, as I do say Choco's going to be using Terra Surge. Takes out Femboy in the process. It's going to be another fight win for Omura here. I don't mind the switch over to the Cassidy to try and deny Maniacal the space that they want, but Blueberry's going to find Nevermore. That's... I mean, I guess.
Cassidy also doesn't have any sort of like self-sustain, right? So you've got to be very careful if you're going to be fighting an Alari and a Bap. It's just so much damage, and they can definitely match a Cassidy. That if the Cassidy doesn't land a headshot, they can definitely match him in that DPS pressure.
Right, Kitten is going to have the window, the Captivating Sun. As I say, it's not going to be eaten this time.
Terra Surge, Captivating Sun, not going to be eaten. What a sleep! Not that it's really going to matter, I don't think. The window comes through, the Nano as well. The damage from the Orisa, what a beautiful twist. I mean,
Force.
That was crazy.
Yeah, it's... I mean, that was both of Omura's support ultimates, but it is going to get the desired result.
Pancake does go down, so I don't know. I don't think Clairvoyance is really going to be able to play on that very much, but...
Yeah, they do have to wait for Femboy to come back as well. But Femboy does have window here. Very good here. But we are going to see Maniacal get hacked by the Sombra, but... Oh yeah. Window EMP as well could be very big here as well. As we could see here. Window does come out from Femboy. Playing a little bit slow.
They do get picked on.
Try to use it takes place.
They do get found, so it's going to have to wait a little bit longer. Clairvoyance only has the blade available to them now. The window has gone through. Maniacal close to going down, having been hacked. If they lose that blade, Mora is just going to have basically every tool they can to win this fight. 2 minutes on the clock here. Still plenty of time for Clairvoyance to pull this back. Addison now has the tech visor available to them.
Hey, we are still going to have to wait for the EMP to come out. As I do say that, Maniacal and Kitten are going to be...
The sleep dart on the tag visor, though.
Anyway.
The sleep dart on the tag visor is going to be basically negating that. Maniacal is going to be able to find Andrew, but look at that. Terra Surge, Nano, not going to be able to find anything, actually, as Clairvoyance is basically just going to be running away. The anti-nade to try to take care of Maniacal in the backline is going to be enough. Beambear is going to be able to find the pick there. We saw the mechanics earlier, and that they have not disappointed. 3 meters left remaining. Now, when the Captivating Sun comes through, the counter of the window. Kitten does go down. Will anybody be able to touch? Somebody does have to do so. It is going to be Choco. Going to be there to try to stall this out for a little bit. But, oh my goodness, so many ultimates, so many tools were available for Clairvoyance that there's just nobody able to stop it. Nobody's able to touch. And that's going to be a 114 push for this side of Clairvoyance.
Honestly, that Maniacal's blade there, it may not have gotten like any kills, but it created so much space for Clairvoyance to work with that like they were just able to win off of that anyway. With a minute 14 in their time pick, that's actually really good compared to what happened on Iconwall earlier. So
yeah, no, absolutely. I think that blade, it diverted so much attention from Omura because you can't let your Ana die, right? You can't let your backline die to that blade, especially on that last point hold. That Clairvoyance, like you said, they were able to walk in and win.
Right. it was truly something. Wait, hold on a minute. What? Murakiri Diva Reaper Sombra? I mean,
Cook comps, bro. Cook comps. The cookbook is a coming. Gordon Ramsay is in the house.
I actually don't think this is a bad idea specifically for this map. However, Ana Alari is going to be pretty difficult to deal with because Choco can only look in one direction with the defense matrix. So like, the idea of Clairvoyance's comp right now is to take off angles and like create enough pressure to really mess up what Omura wants, which is, again, still off angles, but still some point pressure. It's gonna be hard to, it might be hard for Omura to push here, but they are going to be taking it a little bit slow as Clairvoyance isn't going to try and attack until the payload pushes back.
Yeah, they're gonna try to definitely punish the soldier up here. There it goes. Choco gonna be forcing Addison down from the high ground probably.
Yeah, and also taking out the heal. Yeah, placing out healing station as well, which would be very useful. Attack does come out onto Addison. Is gonna live though, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, Andrew just not able to pick it off with a very nice right click there. Very nice right click there from the side of Addison to sort of keep Andrew away. And this is going to become very, very dangerous for Omura.
Yeah, but Sav is going to find Femboy in the process. Is going to have the Wraith forced out, but is going to be able to return to the rest of the team as this... Moore's going to be able to get a little bit of consistent push, but Nevermore might be looking to use Earth Surge very soon.
Yeah, Omura, they're gaining progress. It's a little bit slower than Clairvoyance did, but there's the Terror Surge. The cleanse comes through, not quite red enough. Pancake is going to go down. The Coalescence comes through to sort of keep the rest of the team alive and apply some DPS pressure. Going to be able to find a pick, and this could be sort of return value here from the side of Omura. The Tackwiser comes through, forced to be used in order to sort of secure this fight for this side of Clairvoyance. As the team was able to negate a very large majority of it, though. Backline, Sav is in the backline trying to find anything that the Death Blossom is available, but he's going to be forced to retreat. The Nano, Orisa fighting into a Katsune Rush. I mean, this is just resource after resource after resource after resource. Clairvoyance desperate to win this fight, really want to hold on here, but look at the backline. Baneberry on that Moira, just finding two with the DPS Moira, the EMP used there to sort of force the rest of the fight to be over as Andrew picks up 3. That's going to be 5 minutes on the clock now.
I think that EMP might have been a little bit unnecessary, but it did do the job. He's going to have another Terror Surge right here, as well as the Blade, which could be very big together. We're also going to see Sav with the Death Blossom, as both sides are going to be looking to take this indoor high ground, which could be more favorable for Clairvoyance, since they do have the better brawl. Okay, interesting decisions by Choco to go into the flyover there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm kind of surprised they didn't actually get picked off there.
Yeah,
it wasn't like a team coordinated dive.
Yeah, it's still slow.
The Orisa's down their cooldowns. They can be collapsed on now. The Terror Surge comes through. The bomb as well available. There it is going to go. Kitten's able to pick off Sav, but the bomb's there to pick off Kitten's turret. Maniacal in the backline with that Blade. It's going to be actually taking out the Coalescence from the side of Beanberry, and that's going to be a clean teamfight win with Maniacal's Blade there to secure the fight.
I kid you not, Nevermore, like during that fight, reached like 20 HP and did not die. That's so wild. Like, especially since that was a 2-for-1 ultimate trade, but even then, Kit and Addison are going to have their ults. Fight will... Duma is... Or Esports is going to have still Death Blossom, but also the Rush, so it's going to be interesting to see how these two combinations play against each other.
Maniacal gets found. What a beautiful pick there. Immortality Field 4-shot as well, trying to keep him alive. And now the Clairvoyance, they're down several cooldowns. Tagwise are there to once again force pressure off to force Omura to be scared. Andrew's gonna be able to pick off Addison regardless, though. And now Clairvoyance so far on the back foot that really the only thing stopping Omura from getting progress is Nevermore and the supports remaining to keep him alive. Captivating Sun comes through. Gonna be absolutely massive. Sav does get picked off. Will anybody be picked there? Choco is able to pick off Femboy, who tries to get a little aggressive, who tries to follow through on that captivating Sun ultimate, and Choco's able to pick off 2. The D.Va, absolutely massive, is able to pick off 3. You've never seen it before. The D.Va going absolutely insane, playing basically a DPS game. Addison accidentally picks off themselves, but is able to trade up with Andrew, but that's not going to be enough. A minute 50 guns is going to turn into 3 minutes here, as we are going to be moving into point 3.
Right, but I'm a little bit in a bit of state of shock right now. Like, this has been such a, like, going into this next part, like, maybe the Nevermore on the wrist is going to be much better, given that this third point is very good for a brawl map, like, actually. But, oh, big Terra Surge main coming in. The land comes out to help Nevermore. Is this, it finds no one, but the bell is also going to be forced out. Choco's going to be DMX'd in the process.
Yeah, it gets sort of separated from the backline, and now they're going to be down there. D.Va added more. They don't really have any sort of like self-sustain or self-pressure to. Through the window with the immortality field to sort of apply that pressure, but there's the bomb in the back line. It's going to be a very, very, very strong showing from the side of Omura as they're going to be pulling back into the end here. 1.5 minutes on the clock. The blade comes through from the side of Maniacal to sort of give Clairvoyance a chance at life here. He's going to be able to find 2. Going to be forcing Omura back now, and that is going to be it.
You're right.
1:15 on the clock.
You are going to see a very close match here, as like Omura's going to have a little bit less time if they do get this OT off, but they are also going to be switching over to the Orisa to match Clairvoyance with this brawl. They're going to be sticking with Moira Kiri, which might be okay, but we're going to have to see here, as Nevermore is going to also have a Terra Surge like almost at the ready, while Kitten has another captivating. It's going to be very interesting to see as we go. 40 seconds left. Big Sono?
Okay, no Kitsune Rush, no attack visor used. Coco gets deleted immediately with that pressure. Luckily, that fight, if they're able to end it quick enough, if they don't get picked off here, they're going to have the time, but you have to be careful. That is going to be true. They have 30 seconds remaining, and they still have this attack visor Kitsune Rush.
Right, we're going into final fight territory here, as the only limit that Clairvoyance has is Terra Surge, but it could be very impactful if Nevermore is able to find maybe 1 or 2 picks with it. Well,
it's gotta be now or never. Andrew's actually going to pick up Addison. No picks, no ultimates used at that point. The attack visor and the Kitsune Rush go through. The picks are picking through for the side of Omura, but they have to be able to clean it up quickly and effectively. That's going to be Nevermore going down as well. Can they stagger out anybody? Overtime is ticking down. Nobody's allowed to step off point. This is going to be final defender fight, as Nevermore has the Terra Surge. If anybody's able to touch, nobody's able to touch though. What in the world? Omura keep Clairvoyance away, and that's going to be 1 minute on the clock.
Yeah, 1 minute versus 2 for Omura and Clairvoyance. That's that one extra minute and 14 seconds for Clairvoyance could make all the difference, as Omura has to attack here, which, given their first initial push, could be not great, but also given that like they're almost guaranteed to have to go into overtime for this first move. I'm not entirely sure. We just kind of have to wait and see what's going to happen.
Ready for battle.
Bastion. Okay.
Yeah.
I do like
Bastion. I mean, how else are you gonna kill an Orisa? I guess.
You don't.
You have to kill the backline first. If you don't kill the backline, the Orisa never dies, right?
Guys, stop shooting the Orisa.
Especially considering it's a Lari BAP.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
that
that
the
is a
sustain on this comp is ridiculous.
You are going to see also Choco on the Orisa. So not really much of a surprise coming out besides backline, but it might be just more for pick.
A bit of an aggressive angle here.
Yeah, this is very
Clairvoyance.
This is a bit of an aggressive angle. Yeah.
I mean, if Omura is able to pick this up and are able to get the pick quick enough, this could be devastating for Clairvoyance.
No, they're not going to find it. They're just going to continue to push down the map, as they do have to walk through a little bit, but it's going to be fine as Addison's also going to be fighting in the trenches to not die to Andrew.
The battle of the A's. Oh my goodness, the damage from the Bastion. I don't think Addison was expecting it. Sav knew exactly where he was, and look at that nade too. The damage pressure there from the side of the Bastion. Everyone's able to pick off Andrew as well, trading that out. Excuse me, I apologize. Only 10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and like this off angle from Maniacal and Kitten could be the downfall of Omura. Like this one specific corner is going to be incredibly hard to push through, even with the Bastion. OT is going to be coming down. The turret form's going to be coming out from Sav, but it's not going to be enough as they still hold here.
So much damage from the enemy soldier as the healing pylon is going to be putting out so much pressure. The Terror Surge as well. Nobody's able to defend against it. That's going to be Sav going down immediately. Overtime is ticking down. Nevermore picks off one. Kitten picks off another. And this is just absolutely looking like Clairvoyance has a great chance of taking the rest of this map. Tackwiser builds up as well. That is going to be it. And now Clairvoyance with 2 minutes and 14 seconds to just get around the first corner.
Yeah, this is really not a good situation for Omura here, as you have to hold incredibly close to and get as much time off the clock as possible, but might not be enough. Like Clairvoyance is like very much rude with like Maniacal in their DPS rotation that they do not care. They are going to do everything they can to win.
It's gonna be a rough one for Omura. 214 to hold one corner, and not even that far into the corner, right? If they touch their toe around that corner is there, and that's a game, right? Omura, they have to beat the odds quite substantially in order to continue this series, as we're looking at Sav on the May.
Yeah, I actually do think the May might be okay here. Just like stall time, force resources out from Clairvoyance, like typical May brawl thing. Nothing too strange. I'm not really sure if it's gonna work, however, given how aggressive Clairvoyance does like to play with their off angles. Kitten Maniacal just doing a little bit of shenaniganery, but
yeah, just being wherever the heck they want to be.
Yeah, they're gonna. Yeah, as I say that, longing.
Nearly get picked off for it though.
Yeah, they live anyway, just like in round 4 here.
Yep. And now once again, the attention is split for Omura. They have to pick and choose their fight here. They have to focus fire, or else they're just gonna get picked apart like they did last time. That's the point of the May, is to sort of split and make that decision much easier to do. The damage coming in for once again. Clairvoyance, they're doing such a good job at splitting the attention. Now we've only got 3 meters left for Omura to defend 2, make that 2. They have to hold this corner. They don't have any choice. Kitten's able to get Andrew, and that's a massive pick. They're gonna be diving into the back line here. Kitten might get picked off. They will eventually, but nobody's able to touch. They C9'd it.
Oh my lord, it can't end like this. No. Oh, that is tragic. Like,
I mean,
even with the one pick down, they were still holding like pretty well, but then everybody left the point. Oh, that is that.
Yeah, I mean, what are we like? What are you really gonna do, right? They lose one, so they have to focus Kit in the backline before they end up losing Bean, right? Beanberry. Excuse me, I apologize. And I mean, granted, that was such a rough hold. 2:14 on the clock. You needed to hold the one corner. You get pushed away for half a second, there goes half the space you have in order to hold, right? We saw within the first 15 seconds of that fight, they had 3 meters to hold. I mean, that is a ridiculously small amount of space to give anything.
Yeah, they did not have that much freedom to move around, especially with the Alari and the Genji in their backline. It was really hard to hold. Like, so yes, they did C9, the classic Charlie Niner here, but not without a good reason as to why it happened. Like, even then, as we can see with this score, Clairvoyance had to fight tooth and nail for this victory.
Yeah, I mean, that is...
They are now going to be the top team in Indigo, but not without some cuts and bruises.
True. I mean, you can even question, like, with that little bit of margin of error, is this an off day for Omura? Could they take Clairvoyance in a rematch? Like, there was not a whole big difference in terms of, like, overall performance in this match. And I think that, sure, map 3 looked a little bit more dominant towards Clairvoyance. I'll give them that much. They had a very, very, very strong initial attack, but realistically, these two teams went head and head. And I don't necessarily think you're walking away from this in Omura being overtly disappointed.
Yeah, no, because, like, that was still a very good showing for Omura. Even if it was a 3-0, it was still, as we said, very, very close. Every fight had to be earned, and they weren't going to give anything, except for the C9. But ignore that. Like,
and like I said, it wasn't like the worst C9 in the world, right? It wasn't like they were the ones that they were on the defense, and they only had 3 meters to hold. So you look away for 2 seconds, and there it goes. Anyways, regardless, really good match from both these teams. Congratulations to Clairvoyance. You are now officially the uncontested top dog in your division.
I am excited to see, like in the playoffs, like, or in the further weeks ahead, like, there is potential that we do see a rematch here, and, like, I would be excited to see, like, Omura maybe, like, a bit of a grudge and, like, absolutely clobber Clairvoyance, like a revenge grudge match. I want to see that.
Would actually be very interesting.
Very poetic.
Now, with that said, that is going to wrap up tonight's games. Thank you guys so much. Yes. That is going to wrap up tonight's games. Thank you guys so much for coming out, for supporting these teams, for showing up and rooting them on. Like I said, Clairvoyance, congratulations on being number 1. Omura, very close showing. I can't wait to see more of you guys as we continue in the rest of the season. My name is Merp. I was joined by Aqua, and we will see you guys next week.
Good night.